Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to discuss a little bit of extremely ridiculous and serious misinformation. And one of the pieces of misinformation I've even seen medical doctors and dietitians post online. And it's not that they're incorrect, it's that they're still promoting people eat junk food, and that's why they make the statement that they make. Couple things. Number one, people always say silly stuff like, well, obesity and heart disease and everything went up after government recommended people reduce fat. So therefore, reducing fat causes because people ate more sugar. And we'll get to that in a minute, because that's not actually true. People didn't eat less fat, right? They ate more sugar and more fat. So that's a whole nother topic, and I've seen evidence to that effect. Of course, common sense should tell you that it's true. Just observing, though, again, I don't think anyone out there can say, yeah, I look all the time and I see these really obese people eating no dietary fat. Right? They're eating nothing but carbohydrates and chicken salad. Yeah, that doesn't happen. They wouldn't be fat. So, back over to the other part. You'll see that, because if you reduce fat in the diet, you eat more refined sugar. And I'm not going to use the word sugar, because sugar is not a bad thing. It's the refined sugar we're concerned with. No one's getting fat from eating watermelon. Okay. No one's having heart attacks because they eat too much watermelon. Well, maybe Cali Muscle might. But I digress. All right. Talking about refined sugar. And then, in their explanation, even when I've seen medical experts say that, because when they reduce fat from food, they add sugar to give it more flavor. What a dumb fucking statement. How about you tell people stop eating junk food instead of saying, oh yeah, these reduced fat muffins have more sugar added. This reduced fat chocolate covered ho-hos and ding dongs and whatever the hell they're eating. When they reduce the fat, they have to add more sugar. Why don't you tell them to quit eating that shit? Okay? Because by that same token, how many people do you see who then follow keto diets who eat keto muffins and keto brownies? Yeah, they're like, I started losing weight doing keto, and now I found a keto brownie recipe, and it's just in high in calories as the non-keto ones, but higher in fat. And they're still a fat fuck with diabetes. 2 years into keto, 3 years into keto. You guys see what I'm saying? Yeah, I've seen plenty of them. All right. Let's come back over to what these medical professionals need to be saying. How about you quit eating junk food? Okay. Because I can tell you that most low-fat foods don't have any added sugar. They don't have any refined sugar. I'm going to go down a list of names. How about chicken breast? How about lean cuts of steak? How about turkey breast? Any of those things have refined sugar? How about rice? How about potatoes? How about carrots, cucumbers, watermelon, bananas, apples, broccoli? Hey, you can make chicken, broccoli, and rice, and it has no added sugar. You could make a lean steak taco using beans and sugar-free tortillas that are also low in fat. And you can get really high fiber tortillas. And you can put vegetables and rice and beans and lean cuts of steak on it. And there's no sugar. There's no added sugar. Do people not understand how fucking stupid this statement is? I mean, I don't know what else to say other than, again, do people not understand how fucking idiotic that statement is? Well, when you reduce the fat in foods, what would you talk about reducing the fat? Why don't you just get low-fat foods to begin with that don't have either one? Like, I feel like when people make these statements, they're trying to pretend that fat and refined sugar are the only things that exist. You can actually eat a diet that's low in both just fine. And the food can taste good and be healthy and help you gain muscle and lose body fat and all that stuff. This is not a thing. Because the junk food that made you fat and sick to begin with, because when they take versions of that and reduce the fat, they add sugar. That therefore, reducing fat just causes you to eat more sugar. No, eating fucking junk food makes you eat more sugar. Stop eating junk food. Quit treating your body like a garbage dumpster. My God. Like, is there no common sense with this? All right, that part of the rant is over somewhat. But again, chicken, broccoli, and rice doesn't have any added sugar unless you add it yourself. Just saying. And even then, if there's no fat in it, it's still going to be less technically fattening, even if you did add some sugar. Not saying you should. I'm not saying it's the best thing here. It would still probably be a better choice. All right. That being said, this whole idea, well, since government recommended that, yeah, because the average American completely follows government nutrition guidelines. Is that what they're doing? Because they eat more. And I saw Alan Aragon post some of that showing that the data actually shows that when you take a survey and look at what people are actually eating and they track it on average, that Americans on average, since the obesity crisis has begun, and he was saying this a decade ago, showing research of this 10 years ago, it's worse now. All right? They eat slightly more fat. Okay? They eat dramatically more refined sugar, right? The refined sugar went up, but the dietary fat also went up. Just not as much. Well, let's come over and talk about obesity and heart disease. Don't you think that that's a recipe for disaster? If you're already eating a diet that's got a fair amount of fat and you add a little more fat to it and then you throw a bunch of refined sugar on top of it so that your total calories go up, your sugar and your fat go up, do you think that might be the blame? Because that's what the data shows, that on average, they eat a little more fat and a lot more sugar. Well, the total load has gone up. Everything has gone up. They're not eating low fat. No one out there is obese who only eats 20 grams of fat a day. Okay, it's not happening. It does not occur. All right, my rant's over. Had to get that off my chest. So I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.